and pick and ban him.
There we go, and we're about to find out as they've decided to go for the Chognar and the Malk ban instead. Kaya to, Sendiel, insta-pick. It's a deny pick. They are at blue side, so they can pick this up.
And Vittorio is again going over to a... oh, I'm guessing he's still going to be the one using this Irie. He's been using Murad and Irie completely throughout these games. I expect more fun stuff coming from Vittorio.
Exactly. And you know, Vittorio, he likes to kind of look for those really flashy, kind of flex a bit of muscle, you know?
He wants himself some highlight reels.
Yeah, and looking at how this composition is being formed right now sa side ng Samurai Gamers, parang bagay na bagay yung comp nila, the very active, roaming, dive-heavy squad. But again, Preta is being picked up. I think this is our second time seeing it on the broadcast. Exactly. And what do you guys think about it?
First game on Preta. That was great. That was a great, well-executed Preta play. Let's see if they can do it here. And they do have the Arthur and the Zephys. to back that up. On the other side, though, Alice, Lubu, Raz, Joker. A lot of really pokey champions. This is very reliant on setup, though, from the Lubu. Compositions like this revolve on getting people low, having the Lubu knock up multiple people, and just protect the Joker, man.
Exactly. I feel like that's probably a weakness that Samurai Gamers have seen during the drafting phase. That's why they're going to have a very heavy dive composition, not let them poke, let's just overwhelm them, and just play like what we did at game number 1. Para, di ba, na-testa na nila yung waters, nakalaban na nila yung TG Gaming kanina, and I feel like it's just one of those things that if it's not broken, don't fix it.
And yeah, definitely, this is like classic. This is becoming a classic for their team. I like the Senyo pick, I like the Alice pick as well. Protect. This is a protect the AD carry comp. And contrary to what we've been seeing a few times that have failed, the no marksman challenge.
No marksman challenge.
I don't know. I kind of have a good feeling about this.
True, I'd have to agree. And if you're going to look at it, I mean, even with the absence of a marksman, just the damage definitely has a little bit more reliability.
Absolutely.
Tsaka they also have the tools within the draft to enable those people that can dish out, that can carry, to do their job. Pero syempre, it all comes down to execution.
Yeah, that's why they could see a weakness from TG Gaming na medyo hindi sila, not really say good, they're not really practiced pa sa objective trading. Because whenever Samurai Gaming takes something off the map, hindi late na maka-respond si TG Gaming, and they feel like because of their heavy mobile team, they could take advantage of that sort of weakness and maybe punish certain heroes that are caught off rotating towards their side.
What I'm thinking of, here's a question though. Do you think this is because nakita niyo sa mga pangalan pa lang, medyo watak-watak ang pangalan nila, because maybe they haven't had much practice, or they're practicing with other teams. That's why their synergy might be suffering.
Exactly. I mean, we did mention kanina before the stream, the matches started na this is TG Gaming as a roster. This is their last fight kasi this officially disbanded na sila. I've heard they also withdrawn from the VPL sa Valiant Premier League din. So, kumbaga, I'm pretty sure they really wanna, in their hearts, they really wanna they want to leave in a good note, not a good
note. And I mean, not a better way through PPGL right here.
Of course, one of the best stages to do that.
Exactly.
To do that last hurrah on.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the passion of these guys though. They're really giving it a lot. They're still giving it their all. They're not just like, gusto ko mag-flashy play. Teka, we're gonna pick all
highlight reel.
all execute, all heal or something like that, or all disrupt. Then we're gonna. I haven't seen Disrupt, by the way, in these games. I don't know why.
You're happy. I can see that you're happy.
Yeah.
But sometimes it does work, and I guess very situational at times.
Absolutely.
But going back to how PPGL is being made here. Again, this is teams all over the Philippines, and I'm really excited how it's gonna pan out. But I think we're heading over to our game, so let's pass it to our casters later, as we're still solving a couple of stuff. But what do you call this? Going back again, these teams are from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, their respective qualifiers from their internet cafes. We're down to top 16. Actually, we're focusing now on Group A and B today. So the finals para sa mga nag-aabang na mga favorite nilang teams at the last stand, you will be able to find out sino yung team na makakalusot from Group A and B. Tandaan, only one team from each group will pass through the semifinals, which is going to be held on a LAN tournament on March 24 and 25. So it's going to be, I mean, hindi pa ako naka-encounter ng AOV tournament na LAN.
Exactly.
Diba?
And it's gonna
So
be in Glorieta of all places.
Yeah,
That is
so
pretty amazing.
book your calendars na. Alam na this.
Yeah.
I
And
like. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, because we talked about how like this has been a platform for players. I mean, being a guest right here, I think it's such a commendable effort. Then just the fact that the people that organize these type of events, kasi yun nga nakikita rin natin 2018, it's kind of a year now we're seeing all these mobile games just really coming. That's pretty much being exhibited right now.
Yeah,
Kasi
out of
we've been
door.
seeing
They're blowing up everywhere.
Yeah.
left and right.
Exactly.
and
can see them
AOV
everywhere.
being one of those titles that has really been coming up, and I really like the fact na with these type of events na dun rin yung effort ng mga players, kaya it's almost a collaboration in a way from both sides, and I really have high hopes not just for PPGL but just the growth of AOV in general in the Philippines. And who knows, I'm kind of liking our potential chances once we do hit AIC this year.
Hey,
hopefully.
we did mention that like when we ended the AIC broadcast, you were with me right there. We
Okay,
we
my
called
memory's
it.
bad, so can you
No, we called
remind
it.
me?
I checked the tapes. I checked the tapes, man. We called it. We said that this would become bigger. This would not just be limited to AIC, and we would see Philippine
There you
representation.
go.
Yeah, and
I called it. I probably off cast, so you don't remember.
Yeah,
I
probably.
did call it anyway. It was really fun. It was really fun seeing this, and from that, we started here. We just started on show matches, right?
yeah,
In the
we started the
international
show
stage.
matches.
Just show matches, and they were like a lot of mocking. A lot of fun
Yeah, I do
things going on,
remember
and I like how far we've come. And I can't wait for the next international tournament. I think they renamed it, right?
World Cup. I think it's that's
Yeah.
Arena Valor World Cup.
yeah. I think a lot of players have been. I mean, the drive is already there. The
Definitely.
World Cup was announced, and then Valiant server was a part of it. The Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines server was a part of it. It is announced to be a part of it. And then suddenly, bam! Sobrang excited ng mga players. And that's why todo sali sila sa lahat ng tournament na pwede nilang salihan. Just so that they can gauge their skill. Gauge how far they are in comparison to the rest of the teams within the Philippines and also within SEA.
And you know what really amazes me is the fact that, kaya nga nang na-mention natin, last year pa lang lumabas yung AOV within our region.
Yes.
Pero,
November last year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A few
And
months ago.
I'm actually
Dear.
amazed by the fact that may mga organizations that are stepping up agad to really train their teams, like granting support, granting sponsorships. And this is not usually the type of speedy growth that you'd see from fresh titles that enter esports. So I think that in itself just really shows how much potential AOV has in the Philippines in the long run.
Absolutely, absolutely. We will have to look forward to that. But right now, regarding these 4 last teams
Yes.
that we have right now, and what I want to know from an analysis point of view, who are you going for? Come on. So far, what's everyone's showing their skills here. Come on.
You know, I kind of want to go last on this one. So could
Okay.
you give your predictions? Favorite team so far? I mean, we've only seen Group A and B.
Yeah, that's right. So far, I like Samurai Gamers. I like that they really kind of, they're not excessively overpowering in their mechanics, but I like their calls. I like that they're taking calls and they're trusting calls. And you saw earlier, they were really trying to rotate around the map.
Yes.
And I really thought they were gonna win that. It's just that sometimes RNG things happen.
Unfortunate things happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, lahat talaga
Sometimes
ito.
ma-RNG ka, but I think they were really poised to win that match. And I think, in my experience though, this could have gone 2-1
Yes.
if ever.
Indeed. How about you, Arctic? Any favorites in the PPGL so far?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to jump on the bandwagon here.
Oh,
No,
Samurai Gamers too. Okay.
Yeah, Samurai Gamers, and well, actually, I kind of have 2 favorites right here. Samurai Gamers. We've been discussing this kind of behind the scenes. I love a team, not just a team, but an actual organization that just really has that structure to really not just let this be like a small time thing now. Okay, we're just going for the glory of winning. But there's that, you could see a team that you can envision going in the long run.
Yeah.
And not just that. Gaya na mentioned ko, Clutch Guild. Samurai Gamers terms of the organization. In terms of just the players, how they've been playing out so far, I'm a massive fan of Clutch Guild. They're kind of like the poster boy of not necessarily needing to lean towards the meta, but also I wouldn't necessarily say it's pocket picks, because with these pocket picks, it just the way how they executed with the team plays that they've managed, it was just so fluid. Kumbaga, you wouldn't have expected. Kumbaga, there's a reason why there's certain heroes na wala sa meta.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were able to utilize it, not just, I think it wasn't necessarily them as solo players just popping off. It was really a collaborative effort talaga, which just blew my mind.
I have to agree with you there. I'm actually jumping in the bandwagon of Clutch Guild because it's not only because of their gameplay, their play style, pero yung story behind, the hype behind Clutch Guild. It's because honestly speaking, I've never heard of them before. But when we started talking to the teams, suddenly, when you ask them, sino kaya ang pinakamalakas or pinakakinakatakutan nila na team? Clutch Guild. Clutch Guild, Clutch Guild, Clutch Guild. And it's either based off of rumors. Sabi kasi nila, dati na sila naglalaro ng Strike of Kings or Honor of Kings and stuff like that. And they really won in international tournaments as well. You know yung mga ganun na rumors? Na parang you're entering a tavern, you interview someone, and you hear the same thing. So
everyone's saying the same thing.
Exactly.
That's scary.
So it's a pretty much word of mouth kind of thing, and that's why I really want to know more about Clutch Guild. And ito pa, who is gonna take one game away from Clutch Guild? Maybe even a series. So that's the story here. But I believe we're heading over to our games. Let's pass it on to our casters. Amplifier Asteroid, take it away.
Sad they didn't like throw it to us, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm not angry.
Just a bit hurt.
Just a bit. So, anyways, guys, my name's Asteroid. Of course, here with me now is Amplifier, and we're gonna be going to our game number 2. And again, can't sugarcoat this. Game number 1 really looked like it should have been Samurai Gamers, but because they had a little bit of a lag time for Vittorio, which was on the Murad that game, TG capitalized heavily on that, got the Dark Slayer buff, and it was just, you know, theirs for the taking.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm hoping that nothing like that happens again for this game. I hope it's a clean, fair game where RNG doesn't, you know, bite you in the ass and, you know, make you lose the game. But yeah, let's hope for that.
Yeah.
So we'll see how things go here. The compositions did change up a bit. Senial's now on TG side rather than SG side.
Oh,
so that should be interesting.
Just a quick question here, man. I mean, they were talking about, you know, how they said the Clutch Guild was their kind of like quote-unquote bias for this tournament. Honestly, for me, I kind of would agree, but I still have two, not really dark horses, but more of like not unshown teams yet in this tournament. One of them being Bren Esports, and the one already showed one already here, which is Will New Era.
Yeah, Will New Era, actually, I really think, along with CG, are really strong contenders, actually, for possibly even reaching up to the finals. We actually saw something funny there. Arthur taking the Seagull away from Joker, who was trying to desperately secure that. But he's not going to get it. Actually spots Jeter here on Zephys, I believe, once again on Zephys, as he takes the blue buff. And we're seeing another Raz performance here from Tan. Seems like he really likes his hero, although sadly we didn't see him take off on it in the previous game. I'm hoping he's able to show us more of what Raz can do in this one.
Oh, Shots though might be in a very tricky position here, as JRDC will be going a little bit aggressive, just popping down the crowd control, but it's really not going to matter. I was actually going to say about like 20 seconds ago that we actually might see a game that doesn't have rotations, but then right off the bat, we're going to see even more here as one will get caught out. Lubu is going aggressive here, tries to run away. Nice 3-man knockup coming in from TG Gaming, but Pogi here might be in a bad spot. Pareda goes with the wave, but he will not dissipate, as he will just recall back into the base. Zenyo, still alone by his lonesome in the top, has to go back, as there might be a 4-man rotation by Samurai Gamers.
Yeah, almost a secured kill there onto Lubu in the mid lane. Nice poison gas bomb there from Preta to push him back into the enemy team. Sadly, they don't secure that one. Things kind of slowing down again a little bit as things even out, and we're going to see who's able to take this game. Obviously, Samurai Gamers probably are really hungry to win this, because it did feel like the previous game was supposed to be theirs. We'll see, though, how things go. There is some pressure here onto the Abyssal Dragon as they start to reach level 4, and we are reaching that 3-minute mark. It is highly likely someone's about to take this one.
True that, but if Samurai Gamers do put 3, maybe even 4 bodies, they have to be careful because TG Gaming can always have that +1 with the Xennial's ultimate. Again, it makes us sound a little bit, like a broken record, but it is what it is. There's going to be the Thane trying to run away, and Preda, nice damage on the Raz. If Raz can go with the continuous harassments with his power surge, Preda can go with some really long-range wide harassment with his wave.
It's like mini slaps from Raz, but like one big fat slap from Preda pretty much with that Plague Spectre. And now we're seeing some pressure here onto the Abyssal Dragon by TG Gaming. There's a bit of poke there from Lubu as they try to secure this one. There's 4 people here. Saniel, of course, can always ult in. I believe he's also already past level 4. There's going to be a bit of damage there. Who's going to secure this one? It's almost down. It's actually going to go over to TG Gaming. There's a couple of knockups there. That's going to be Boggy there. Really low. First blood going over to Joker as he takes down, I believe that was Thane. And they move back. Seniel getting a kill onto Arthur. This is going to be a 4v1. That's going to be SD trying to escape. Another kill going over to Joker. It's 3-0 as SG. Things do not go well for them and they're going to have to back away.
At the end of the day, even though they got the Abyssal Dragon, that was a 4v5 situation wherein Irie was still, I would say, just trying to rotate from top to the pit. But the real problem there was that could have been an advantage to them, but they didn't back off. They wanted to go for the fight in a numbers disadvantage, and at the end of, and again, when the fight ended, it was what, 3 kills straight off the bat for TG, and Samurai Gamers. Actually, they also lost the Abyssal Dragon.
Yeah, that's all pretty much.
Actually, everything. I thought it was the opposite, but never mind. They got everything.
Yeah, they got everything. Everything ended up in TG's bag there, so that's really not looking good. And Seniel actually having a 2v1 here against Irie and Arthur, but he takes the damage with his chin still held up high. He barely receives any damage actually. Now there's going to be a mid lane clash here.
And he actually gets delivered into the embracing arms here of Tan, but seems like it's going to be a quick 4-man rotation from Samurai Gamers. They did lose a little bit of the fight, so they try to immediately recuperate that with a little bit of the objectives here. They didn't get the objectives or kills that they wanted to, so they'll be left empty-handed. And while that was all happening, Joker in the bottom lane getting all the farm that he needs. Top lane wise, again, Irie will be in a very bad spot. Against bruisers or warriors like this, you won't really be able to do anything as an assassin, so it's going to be just her taken out.
Yeah, can't shadow away if you're being made a trampoline by all these knockups from the side of TG. And now there's going to be a, I think, 2v2 here. 3v2! There's the lock in there coming in from SG as they take out Joker. Oh, rather, Lubu. He is going to be taken down. Oh wait, who did go down? That was actually Joker, sorry. So that is going to be TG being taken down there 4-1 on our kill score with a slight goal lead, of course, going over to TG. SG not looking good right now. If they were poised to win game 1, it's not looking as good in this game.
It really isn't. I mean, TG Gaming, it's still fine for them. They're still like around 1,000, 2,000 goal lead above of Samurai Gamers. So they're still a little bit in the driver's seat, but they got to be careful because Samurai Gamers, they have a composition that can revolve around sieging because they have Preda to clear out the waves and to go for the harassment. Irie here might be in a very bad spot, but as the Abyssal Dragon does respawn, it's going to be another objective for both of these teams to try to fight.
Whoa, there's the Abyssal Dragon being taken down really quickly. Here comes another team fight. Oh my gosh, Vittoria is actually being taken down really low. Irie can't seem to answer anything. Who is the Abyssal Dragon going to go to? It's actually over to TG Gaming. They get 2 Abyssal Dragons now, and Irie really cannot contest anything at all. That's going to be Thane forced to charge away. And I believe the kills mostly went double kill going over to TG Gaming. Things looking so good for them.
MG. I got to give it to... I mean, yeah, you're seeing all of the damage come out from the Raz, from the Joker, but Gerber zoned out a lot of the members of Samurai Gamers, and they were super low, and they got afraid of how Gerber can just, follow through as they were super weak already there. Gerber's gonna go tower dive. He doesn't care. He's just gonna allow his teammates to siege the turret by their lonesome. Shots could be in a very bad spot here. There's the knockup. Relax goes in with the wave, but it's really not gonna matter anymore. There's a shield for him, but it's not gonna be enough. Gerber puts a lot of damage on them. Doesn't get the kill though, but that will be at least the 1 onto shots as well as a turret going, or tower going down.
Yeah, the options for SG here just look really limited, especially in terms of initiation. When you look at the composition of SG, the only people who can probably initiate here are Thane and maybe Zephys if he tries to use his ult. But on the side of TG, it just seems more flexible. You've got the poke from Joker and from Raz. You've got the initiation from Lubu and from Seniel. And then Alice is there to silence everyone if they try to respond to the clash. So it just seems like there's more options on the side of TG. And here comes a clash.
Yeah, and I guess in a way, it's also kind of like Samurai Gamers having to have a bit of a wind-up for their engagements, rather than TG. They can immediately start from 0 to 100. While for Samurai Gamers, it's like 0, 20, 40, so on and so forth. But anyways, like you said, this might be a clash in the top lane as TG is going to be rotating with a 4-man squad here. Joker will be split pushing into the bottom lane, but he has to rotate here. Might get caught out, and he's going to at least answer a little bit that mid lane as he does put a wave in the bottom. Yeah,
that's going to be SG trying to spread them out as they did push into the mid lane. Abyssal Dragon is up again. This is the third one for the taking. If TG gets this, all of their, well, 4 of their members are here, and Seniel could easily just Angelic Splendor into that pit. So it's really just going to be an uncontested Abyssal Dragon going over to TG Gaming and looking at the gold lead, looking quite good here for TG Gaming as they push out the mid lane.
I have one word for whenever a team picks out the Zenyo. It's disgusting, man. I mean, I'm not like grossed out or anything, but
disgusting in a good way.
In a good way, like the power of the Zenyo to just pop out of whenever his team needs it is just making Samurai Gamers super cautious, because they don't know when the fight can actually go in their favor unless the Zenyo isn't in the board. But now there's going to be a team fight.
Here's going to be another team fight as the members move in. Angelic Splendor Beer being used, and now it's going to be a full-on 5v5. Who's going to win this one? That's actually Raz being taken out there by Irie. There's a shutdown, and now it's going to be Vittoria trying to escape as he just got to kill the rest of the members on the right side. Gerber now in a really awkward spot. There is the Plague Spectre, but he's actually going to be taken down. Zephys the only one left here as the rest of the members try to escape, and I believe once again it's going to be in favor. Oh, it's actually even. It's a 2-for-2 exchange there, and no one gets this, but it may be a mid tower here for TG.
Exactly. I mean, it looked like it could have went into the side of Samurai Gamers because they were able to actually dive into the backline, but they were lacking in just, you know, the damage output. And because of that, TG didn't really have to fear them, you know, being in the brunt of their own roster. So all they had to do was focus on the low target heroes, and they were just able to win out the duel. That was super. It could have gone either way, but Samurai, it feels like they're lacking damage.
Yeah. I mean, I think if the Irie starts to pick up, or had picked up earlier on in this game, it would have been easier for him to single out targets like Joker and Raz. We saw in the previous clash, he was actually able to take out Raz, but now it's Dark Slayer being started by the 5 members. No one's going to contest this. It's actually going to go free over to TG as they try to start a clash lane, forced to charge away. Oh my gosh, Vittorio can't do anything. He's forced to shadow away to safety, and again, TG has full control of this one. 4K gold lead.
Man, the Zenyo was able to just push them out. Be that, you know, the bodyguard, the bouncer on the Dark Slayer club, and just allowed all the other members of TG to party on their own, take it, and then the DS buff is going to be working in their favor right now. Bonus damage, bonus HP regeneration, so it's going to be super difficult here for Samurai Gamers to, well, pierce through TG.
Yeah, and Thane, look at him, just looking very underleveled right now. He's only level 9. I'm not sure how that happened, but right now it's going to be a dive. Oh my goodness, there's actually a fight going on outside, but here's going to be another tower dive here from TG as they try to secure this one. The rest of the members circling around. Will they respond? They're actually being sandwiched in here, and the rest of the members are getting quite low. Raz being pushed out. He's forced to use the knock-up to go away as Alice tries to push away as well. It's going to be a double kill for Zephys. Alice, where are you going to go? The Dark Slayer buff not looking so worth it for TG as they're pretty much erased with only 1 member left.
The reason why the Dark Slayer buff actually didn't do as much as we thought it would was if you saw who was rotating from the bottom part of their team was the Joker. He was just like, yo, you know, I'm just going to be going here with my lonesome without teammates and get blown up by Samurai Gamers. And immediately it became into a 4v5, allowing, well, Samurai Gamers, even without the DS buff, to actually win because of the numbers advantage. So they had, and of course, TG not having the Joker to add to their damage output kind of saved Samurai Gamers in a way.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I did not see that impersonation of Joker coming, but I agree with your point. Definitely that is true. And I think TG kind of got carried away with the lead that they had. You know, we have to, even we have to slow down and remember that things aren't really completely on the side of TG yet. There's only a 1,000 gold lead at this point. They had I think, almost a 4,000 gold lead earlier, and they threw it away in that single clash. So it's going to be TG Gaming have to regain composure and still respect the amount of damage that Zephys, who got a quadra kill in the previous clash, can pull out. You know, you have to be careful with this guy, because if he does reach Raz and Joker and there's no one to peel for him, then that's going to be really scary. This tower gonna go down.
That poke might actually be in a really good part right now, because Joker is gonna be a little bit more careful, cautious in actually trying to make something happen. And he goes in for the backline. Zephys goes in a little bit wild, pushing out the Alice and leaving out TG to dry out here. Gerber's gonna be in a what, 4v1 situation. He is tanking every single one of them. But this Zenial, at the end of the day, when everything is all done and through, has not enough damage to make that happen. You are not the Hulk. You are just... Wait, no, that's Marvel. You are not... my goodness. Doomsday to be able to do that. Or Superman. You're just Zenial.
Yeah, and sadly, that was going to go over again in favor of SG. SG slowly catching up. They've actually, I think for the first point in this game, gotten a pretty significant goal lead at this point. Well, it's actually not even that big, but it's a thing, right? It's still an advantage for them to be able to secure that goal lead. That's going to be the Dark Slayer, I think, going to be started soon by SG. They definitely do have that option. And what we saw earlier in the clash over on the Abyssal Dragon lane was all of the members that were squishy on the side of TG were locked down. There was no one to peel for them. Zenial and Lubu, you know, they can only go so far to defend these squishies. But if they're not really there to really defend them in terms of positioning, then they're going to be taken up by Zephys. Zephys is just having the time of his life. No one's locking him down.
Yeah, and here's another thing. Samurai Gamers have like about 3 heroes that are warriors that can deal damage at the same time, be in the middle of the fight.
Yeah.
And the more this game progresses, I feel the more that they're going to be ballsier enough to actually keep chasing down and actually have success in being able to just lock down, you know, this Joker and the and maybe even the other one.
Yeah.
And the other
Joker
thing,
and Raz.
Yeah, Joker and Raz, and then Preta is going to be the one. If he just one taps them with the love tap on that wave, they're just gonna say, you know what? If they have enough, if he connects that, we can just keep following through.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, looking at the team composition right now, wow, the gold is actually climbing. It's 3,000 gold lead now. They've gotten 5 towers. Finally, SG's gotten 5 towers, and there's a couple of options actually for SG. They can split push if they want with the Irie and the Zephys, but here's going to be another clash.
Oh, double man knock. Preta's going to go in with the wave once again. Zenial using his ultimate, just trying to beat the front line that his team needs to, so they got to still be careful. But in the bottom lane, it's going to be 2v1. Zephys does not win that duel right out, so this might be Samurai Gamers having a real disadvantage, because TG right now is regrouping. This is going to be a 5v4 situation. They got to exit right now. There's Raz taking out the Arthur, and they have to go for the exit out. The Mamba out. The Kobe Bryant, because they are just faltering like dominoes, one after the other. They do fall to TG.
Yeah, that's going to be finally an advantage in the team fight for TG Gaming. Not sure what happened there actually with SG. It seemed like they had control, but I don't know, maybe it was also a complacency thing. Zephys thought he could solo the tower at bottom and was eventually taken out. They can't do that. Zephys is the one dealing most of the damage. Preta taken out, and that's going to be another turret. The core is going to be exposed. Can they end this game? This is going to be Irie trying to barely save this one. Zephys is back as well. There's the damage finally. Irie falling down so quickly. Zephys, he's trying to save the core barely.
Oh my
Can he do it? The
he
core is going down. It's not going to go down. Ladies and gentlemen, this best of 3 is going to become a 2-4-0 in favor of TG Gaming.
All right. Again, I did say that there are 3 warriors for Samurai Gamers, but Zephys, I mean, he felt ballsy enough to do that. He felt really courageous and whatnot, but he's more of the damage rather than being able to, you know, sustain or prolong himself in the team fight. And trying to split push like that really isn't the way, the way for for SG to have come back. And with that, it's gonna be a 2-0 with TG coming out on top.
Yeah,
it's such a good performance.
What a surprising result, right? Because when we saw in game 1, it seemed like SG had such composure, and it seemed like they could take the game in their control. And to be fair, it actually seemed like they were also going to have a chance to win this game. But every decision, when the game is so even for such a long part of the game, one small mistake at a late part of the game could really break everything. And we saw what happened. It was Zephys moving down to bot lane, 4 members atop, and Zephys a bit overconfident. He,
Yeah.
he gave the kill away, and the rest of his members were not there to react fast enough to try and take the tower. It just took them way too long, and by the time Zephys was dead, the rest of the members were TG were able to regroup and pretty much just end the
Exactly.
game.
It's like playing a game of Jenga. You know, the higher the stakes,
Yeah.
and then one
small mistake
block
there,
could
yeah.
have been, and that one small block was Zephys.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it
right.
was.
So, you know what? Maybe we'll play later a game of Jenga. So, analysts, you know what to do.
Thank you very much, casters. Di na ba